Yeah, what's up, guys? It's your boy Deo Man here, and we got a hot, fresh new PB right off the presses. Got this shit fresh today. It's the first run ever done with Rat Proxy in it, which is a complicated trick that I will be talking about shortly. But before I get too ahead of myself, I want to say this is the commentated version of this video. If you want to see the raw version, it is located over there in the side panel. And yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. So what is an any percent speedrun of Spyro the Dragon? Well, I'm glad you asked. Basically, this speedrun aims to complete the game as fast as possible by killing Gnasty Gnorc in the final level. Easy, right? Well, we have to get past 5 balloonists, each one requiring 10 dragons, 1,200 gems, 5 dragon eggs, 50 dragons, and then 6,000 treasure to finish off the game by going to Gnasty's homeworld, going through Gnorc Cove, Twilight Harbor, and then finally Gnasty Gnorc, the final level. Now, here's where things get interesting. There is a trick called Rat Proxy, which allows me to skip Gnorc Cove and Twilight Harbor at the end of the game. We'll be talking a little bit more about that as we get into it, but first I just want to kind of just give that brief overview. My route in terms of what gems and dragons I'm collecting is all based around Chris LBC's world record. So be sure to check out that video if you haven't already. I'll be linking it off to the side. Now, right off the bat, you can see I'm diverging from the Chris route a little bit by only completing half of this room before grabbing the dragon. This is crucial stuff because you're going to be spending an extra 2 or 3 seconds grabbing the other boxes. And in my opinion, for the extra 4 to 6 gems that you get, it is not worth it. So right here, what you could do is actually a flame charge into the dragon in order to get that box, so that way you can press down here. Instead of that roll, you could do a down, then charge, going into the next area. That saves a couple frames. I make up for the few gems that I missed by going for that little yak to the left there, which I missed. So at this point right now, I'm a roughly 6 gems under gemmed at the moment. Now you may be thinking under gemmed, over gemmed. You see, as I go through each of these levels, I'm thinking about my gem count. In fact, my splits down below, they actually have a number right next to them, as you can see, that displays the general amount of gems I want to have exiting each level. Now, if I don't have enough gems exiting Dreamweavers, that's obviously a problem. The balloonists won't let me go through. But you can usually make up for lost gems in the jock level right before exiting Dreamweavers. So it's not a huge deal if you're under gemmed, but it's something you want to be aware of and something that you're keeping track of. Entering Town Square right now. So while I have a second, actually I don't really have a second because I do a cool little jump right here. This skips 3 gems. I think it's cool. I think it's dope. I mean, it saves, it's maybe like a 2-second time save for 3 gems if we're going to be generous. Another jump around the back here. You saw a similar jump like that after the dragon in Stone Hill. What I like to go for here is a little Alex Dest strat where he flames the fan chest early. Unfortunately, I didn't get that here. But you can hit that fan chest before grabbing the dragon, which I definitely recommend. It is big swag, big hype, but you need to be on a quick cycle in order to grab it without getting screwed over by the bull. Speaking of bulls, there's a bull to the left there that has a 5 gem. It's a bit of a detour, and you end up missing a couple reds for it, so in my opinion, it's not really worth it. All right, talking to our boy Delvin and getting the heck out of here. Exiting this level, we're going to have a little bit of a charge glide, a wall glide happening to go out of bounds and get over to the side of where Toasty is. So have a look at that. While I'm doing that, let me go ahead and explain a little bit, just a little bit of history behind this category. I have the speedrun.com little thing up here, and I just kind of want to talk about like where any percent has been lately. It's been sort of a dead category in the past 2 years, ever since Chris and Saboom have gotten their mid 38 30s respectively. That's a highly optimized time in this category. As we go back in history and look at some of the older runs of this game, you'll see there was a lot of work done by Tuval, Saboom, and if you go way back into like 2014, 2013, Surreal, BJ, and Ratchet 5 were all previous record holders. There's also a TAS done by Lapogne back in 2011. That was back when Ratchet 5 had the record of this game at a astounding, 57:22, which is a bad time for a beginner even. And Lapogne's TAS was a 41-minute time. So just to give you perspective on how far the movement has come in this game and how optimized things are. The current world record held by Chris was set 2 years ago, and he pretty much hasn't touched the category since, and it has basically been uncontested. This run, I will give you spoilers right now and say this run comes close. to getting record, and there will be a few key choke points where that becomes obviously not the reality. But this run could have definitely gotten to 38 at least if I hadn't messed up a couple of levels, but we'll talk about those as we get to them. Rescuing our boy Conan here. Cornan. Try to go for that 2 right there. Sometimes I consider skipping it, but I think it's nice to go for it, at least just to help set up a wider approach for that little section that I just completed right there. I think it just makes it easier. And on that same note, I kind of just do the 120 strat where you get that extra red there in those lines of reds. It just helps me so I don't get body blocked by the bird as often. Okay, clutch jump coming up here after these metal boxes. Have a look. Oh my god! And you see the camera jolt a little bit there? That means I jumped off the ledge literally at the last possible frame. I'm a god. I'm a fucking god. I'm lucky, actually, that I didn't get dipped down by the ledge, which is something that can happen if you jump really late. I'm lucky I was able to maintain my height and get a good charge glide to reach that ledge. That is a pretty precise jump, so I'm pretty stoked I got that. Missed one of the guys there. He might have had a purple, or pardon me, he might have had a blue, not sure. We'll see. But anyways, Clifftown. So here's an interesting thing with Clifftown. We do a route here. Chris does a route here called the Mama Proxy route. But in doing that, part of Chris's route is that we go around the back here, and Chris and Saboom both do this. It has been theorized by Alex Dest that you can actually skip that entire going around the back section there in favor of grabbing other gems and artisans and extra gems later in the game. It's definitely doable, but missing out on, I believe it's like 32, 33 gems, not really worth it. Now, see, look at that. Fucking doing all sorts of roly-poly shit to get up there and getting the fucking proxy by the mama. That shit is crazy, man. That shit is not easy. You have to flame the mama in the exact right way so that she goes perfectly into the corner, but not too much into the corner so that you can't shimmy in there before getting proxied out. It's pretty precise, and then that roll is a little awkward as well because you can just get knocked off the side of the roof pretty easily. This section's right cool. Is right cool. It's pretty cool if you've never seen it before. What I actually did, you might not have been able to catch it, was I flamed the firework from underneath by doing a flame charge jump, which actually sends the flame vertically, almost vertically up into the air, which can reach further or as far as a full hop charge. Pardon me, a full hop flame, which can also get that firework early, which is what allowed me to grab all those gems from what would have otherwise been a strong box right over there. Now, because I got the Mama Proxy route, I actually collect the dragon first, and then we finish the level on the vortex. Now, if you don't get the Mama Proxy, you have to continue and fly across the ravine, and then run over through the bird area and finish on the dragon at the top of that area there, which loses time. Loses about 10 to 15 seconds to not get this Mama Proxy route. Now, one interesting divergence from Chris here is that Chris at that point opted to get the cannon, which I don't even fuck with the cannon, dude. Catch me with my bitch with the cannon, you know what I'm saying? Catch that bitch fucking around, you know what I mean? I ain't doing the cannon. Instead, I'm going to opt to do a cliff jump, which you'll see after this level. It's another precise jump, but it ain't so bad. For a big dick gamer like me, it ain't nothing. A lot of blues here in this level, but they're hidden within enemies, so... hidden, I don't know. They're within enemies, so it's pretty easy to miss blues and yellows here, so this is one level where you kind of want to be careful. You also want to be a little preemptive with your flaming here, especially while the guys are running at you. You want to be able to get those flames out before they hit you in some cases so that you can catch the mamas with them, and hopefully not get body blocked. I actually go around the dragon there and roll into it because it's faster than flame charge fade back charging. Kind of neat little movement nuance. Now check out this canyon jump right here. Oh, I shouldn't have made that. I shouldn't have made that. I'm just going to tell you guys right now, I did not deserve to make that jump. I was tired as hell today doing this run. I'm blown away I was able to pull it out, but some days are just blessed, man, and that's how speedrunning is you'll feel great and you'll be playing like a god, but then you'll be resetting all day, and then other days you'll be tired, but then the universe smiles upon you and gives you the run of your fucking life. And today happened to be the latter, thankfully. A sip of my water here. So while Night Flight's going here, let me talk to you guys a little bit about some more of these end game tricks here, these versions of Coveless. Now, interestingly, there's actually two Coveless tricks. The first one being found by Tuval in late 2014. It's a trick called Coveless. And that's not what I do in this run. What Tuval does, and he has that in his any percent PB, is he basically flies around the back of, when he gets to Gnasty's homeworld, he doesn't get any dragons, he doesn't go to Gnorc Cove, he flies around the back of the Gnasty Gnorc dragon head, rolls up it, charges up it, lets go of square at the perfect time so that he gets flopped upwards by the fucking seam of the collision behind the dragon head that houses the level portal. He flops up and then gets a perfect, and then when I say perfect, I mean you need a near pixel perfect wall glide to get around the dragon head and fly over the top of the dragon head's collision. Now, interestingly, the Gnasty Gnorc dragon head that houses the portal that lets you enter his level, the top where his nose is not solid. So as long as you can get over that, then you can basically skip Cove and Twilight Harbor or Twilight Harbor. I grab a little. Getting back to the run here, I get that little soldier to the left. Part of the reason I like this route is because it gets that extra 5, and it just feels more comfy. Especially being able to get that dragon early, it feels nice because then you can do some skitter jumps coming out of this level and a few full hop charges in order to get up the steeper parts. So yeah, so that's Coveless basically. Going back to the whole Coveless thing, that's Tuval's version of Coveless. Now, at the time, there was no other version of Coveless, so that trick just became known as Coveless. Then later on, it was found, I'm not sure who exactly this was found by, but I remember at the time, YesWally1 was doing a lot of work with this trick, so I'll just go ahead and attribute it to him, though I'm not sure if maybe Tuval or someone else found it. But it's the trick that I do in this run, and it's called Rat Proxy. And by the way, if someone wants to fill me in on that history there, feel free to do so. Who found Rat Proxy, I really don't even know. But it was a trick that was theorized around the same time and messed around with save states and emulator, but never thought to be RTA viable because you have to rely on... it's a trick that essentially you squeeze yourself between a rat and a corner, which launches you up into the air, proxies you up into the air, and you can glide on top of the Gnorc Cove portal, which allows you to then glide into the Gnasty, through the top of the Gnasty Gnorc nose, and then go into the Gnasty Gnorc level. Both Rat Proxy and Coveless, Tuval's Coveless, skip Gnorc Cove and Twilight Harbor. Interesting thing about that is that World Record, as well as Saboom's run, which is a second behind World Record, they both opt to do Twilight Harbor skip, which requires you to do Gnorc Cove, and therefore is somewhere in the vicinity of a 40-second time loss compared to either of the Coveless strats, which are roughly the same in terms of time loss, time save. But there's definitely a lot of variance when it comes to time save and time loss when it comes to these Coveless strats and Twilight Harbor skip and Rat Proxy, because in any case, you might fail it once and then get it second try, or in the case of Rat Proxy with this run, you'll see I don't really get it right away. So there is definitely a little bit of like, you gotta... In terms of optimizing it, you might get a Rat Proxy that like loses 15 seconds, but that's still good, you know what I mean? Or you might have to take a death abuse to reset the RNG. Talking a little bit more about Rat Proxy, the thing that really turned people off from using it for a long time was the RNG element to it, which is that the rat's movement is highly erratic. The rat is a little fodder animal that you would flame in order to restore your sparks. And the way they work is they run in little figure eights and little circles and semicircles on varying timers, sometimes waiting and stopping. And the movement that they choose is all based in RNG, and that RNG is influenced by Spyro's movement. So if you stand still, the rat will probably follow a couple of patterns that you can kind of sort of predict, or not, manipulate is a strong word, but you can see what the rat is roughly doing with enough studying. At least be able to roughly predict where he's going. But then the second you move, which you have to move in order to do the Rat Proxy, that also forces him to go like, whoa, okay, Spyro moves, so then he readjusts. And so you'll see that, and you have to kind of account for that when you're doing Rat Proxy. That you think he's got, he may go one way out of his weight animation. He may go one direction that looks favorable, and then you jump, and then he's like, whoop, a piece, he fakes you out, right? So ideally you want him to fake you out, but in the right way. Almost got that strat right there. That's a tough strat right there, getting those 3 boxes off to the left, or landing off to the left like that. And it's kind of crucial too. I missed 2 blue gems there. That could have gone worse. I just took the L on him. You know, you missed 5 gems here. You missed 10 gems there. With the Chris LBC route for any percent, I think it's lenient enough that you know, it's not a big deal if you're missing some blues or some yellows here or there. It may feel like I'll tell you this, as someone who used to play 120%, it feels like the end of the fucking world when I miss a blue or a yellow. It's like, oh my god. Throw in the run, like, you know, just go back for it, dude. Yeah, I spent my whole life speedrunning this game, learning how to turn around optimally for gems that I miss, you know what I mean? So it's a real kind of culture shock for me trying to play this category. Like, whoa, okay, we could just, you know, just keep barreling through shit, you know? Something I'm still kind of getting used to, but it's something I think I did well in this run to not, like, go back for those 2 blues, for example. I flew through the wall there earlier. There's nothing special about that other than that little section of the wall just doesn't have collision. Similarly to how the top of the Gnasty Gnorc portal head doesn't have collision. Just some things just don't have collision. You know, that's welcome to 3D games from 1998. And on that note, this game is very like very not broken. You know how they say with some speedruns, oh, this game's broken. You can skip this, you can skip that, blah, blah, blah. This game is very solid. You can't skip any of the balloonists, to our knowledge. You know, doing any of these endgame like Coveless or Rat Proxy or Twilight Harbor skip requires a lot of time and failed attempts, and they're not 100% consistent by a long shot. And the rest of the game, I mean, arguably, this is a glitchless run. I mean, if you consider flying through a wall without collision to be a glitch, then okay. But in terms of like things that are not naturally programmed into the game, we are abiding within the realm of intended mechanics with this game. We are merely using them to our advantage as much as possible by optimizing charging, optimizing our uses of full hops and charge glides in order to maintain our height, and flame charging in order to reach gems from their fountains of enemies or boxes or what have you, in order to make them home in optimally. Now here we have a really cool charge glide. This is what we call the anus skip right here. Beautiful. And then we continue to extend it into what is known as the bike cave strat. Now take a look at this. You got to get a precise jump. Delay the X press right there. You'll see on the input viewer below that I delayed my X press just a smidge, so that way I get an extra high jump. You see with the supercharge in this game, for some reason, supercharged jumping, you want to hit that X button later than you think to get the maximum height. And this is especially true for when you do wall bumps in other levels, like in Stone Knot, for example. The number one thing I see new players mess up with those is when they don't get enough height, they're not pressing X late enough. Here's Xantor right here, the homie. This druid right here is a real son of a bitch. You actually have to run through that little spot right there with the green guy in a very specific way. I almost got into that portal without bonking. You really have to take a wide kind of route around that hill so that you don't bonk. But that druid back there, right past the dragon, the 2 enemies and the druid, if you're not careful with that supercharge, look at that flame charge jump. Another good example of a flame charge jump. That druid can stop your supercharge if you're not careful. You like how I went on like 2 tangents while just explaining like a druid? Think I did this part awkwardly? Yeah, there's definitely a more optimal way to do that. I'm still figuring it out. Lost a couple seconds there. Here's another pretty long supercharge. And this little section of any percent is fun because you're just supercharging and supercharging. Now we want to go deep here. Ooh, okay, so I fucked up here. So I wasn't supposed to jump there. You can just run off the edge there and then jump off the next part. But I do a pretty clutch recovery because I got pretty much most of the crucial gems there. I pretty much missed maybe like 10 to 20 gems in that section at the most. But I'm able to basically just continue the route at the cost of about 5 seconds, something like that. So that was, as far as deaths go, that was a favorable death for me. It could have been much worse. And I think I handled it pretty well. But yeah, I did miss out on a few gems and lost about 5 seconds for that. Ooh. Okay, recovering that as well as you can. You want to kill that big fat wizard that's floating up. You want to kill him as quickly as possible, and because his hitbox is so large, he's particularly difficult to flame charge, so that's what I was kind of messing with there. Oh, man. Where are my chuggers at, man? Cheers, guys. Happy New Year's. 2021, man. Reel it in, baby. Reel it in. This is our year, baby. This is our year. This is our year. You and me. You look at me. Me and you. Okay? Cheers. Alright, right here is the only dragon skip in the entire game. Check this out. You jump into the portal, and then Spyro jumps so far into the portal that he touches the dragon there from the other side. Triggering the cutscene to start, but interrupting the cutscene with the level load. So when we exit the level, the dragon will have already been collected. Look at some other stuff from the FAQ here. Oh yeah, so the current world record is held by Chris LBC, who I was talking about earlier. He was one of the real like early grinders of this game, like from around 2015 to I want to say 18. This man was pretty much playing the game almost every day, and you know I owe a lot of my inspiration to grind this game to him and watching him on SRL when I was in like high school and college. So yeah, man, big shouts to Chris. The world record is a 38:30. As of right now, the world record is 38:31, held by Chris LBC, which you can check out on his YouTube channel, and I hope that you guys are all subscribed to him if you're not already. He's also done a number of runs of this game at GDQ, which is particularly notable. Most people who have gotten exposure to the speedruns of this game have seen various GDQ runs done by Chris, which some of them I've been on the couch for, in fact, wearing Spyro's, you know, onesie pajamas, just being a fucking goofball, you know? So yeah, so we got the dragon skip. Back to the run. So we got the dragon skip there. We're going to Blowheart. The cool thing about Blowheart is, for me, is that it's basically the exact same thing as the 120% route. The real thing to remember here is that you want to be quick in this first section so that you can catch something called the fast cycle, which I'll point out when we get to it. But yeah, man, Chris is just like my fucking boy, dude. I just want to say I love Chris. Also Saboom, who is just probably the most naturally talented person when it comes to movement execution of this game, in my opinion. The man plays Saboom. That man plays this game like no one else. And so if you guys are not subbed to those guys, please check them out. I'll have their channels linked in the description. So those sections with the platforms that we just got through, in order to go through those optimally, you have to do the first half of the level without bonking or doing anything stupid, and we call that fast cycle. Now here, I try to get both of the spring chests, and with this little section of Blowhard, he can actually run. He can actually fly over to the side of the stage and go down, which loses two seconds. But based on how you approach him, it can influence him to go down earlier. You want to approach kind of in the middle of like the pathway leading up to him, rather than optimally, you know, movement off to the right. You want to go kind of take it a little wider. That's what tends to help, though it's not like a 100% type of thing, consistent. All right, we're going to Beastmakers. So as far as gems go right now, I'm pretty sure I'm doing all right. I'm a little under gemmed, especially after that wizard peak. Missed a couple gems here or there, but overall I'm doing good. This route accounts for mistakes like that in terms of its gem count, so I am currently chilling. This was a huge mistake, so I went back for this. I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking he had like a blue or something. That was a bad move of me to turn around for that, especially because I took damage. That was a 3-4 second time loss. That was like a 4-second time loss for 2 gems. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Spoilers, not worth. Now this section's great. The flame charges on these guys, you have to get very close to them, and their hurt boxes for how they attack you they're very kind of like extended out there. So you got to really kind of dance close. You like to dance close to the fire, as they say in Morrowind or whatever. You got to dance close to the fire with those guys to get their flame charges. But when you do, it's just like some of the most satisfying flame charging in the whole game. And to those of you guys who are unfamiliar, flame charging is when you flame and then charge. Duh. But you do it quickly in such a way that it causes the gem to home in. Whereas normally when you flame an enemy or a box, the gem does not home in. But if you do it quickly enough, then the then you'll charge over the fountain that the gem spawns from. Every enemy in box has a point that spawns the gem when you break it, whether you charge it or flame it. And the reason why charging things makes gems home in is because you charge over the spot where the gem spawns, where the gem fountains from, you could say. So similarly to how when you run over a strong box after blowing it up, the gems will just automatically home in. When they go like blip, 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 if you just stand over that, the gems home in. That same concept applies to every enemy and box with their single gem that comes out of them. So if you flame and then charge into it really quickly with the precise sort of timing and spacing, that's what gets gems to home in from flaming. Call that flame charging. So those who are curious, I'm planning on making a whole movement guide describing these terms, this nomenclature and terminology, because I do say some stuff like charge gliding and quick turning, jump charge turns, all sorts of charge terminology. So I'll be making a movement guide for you guys soon. Also, Farnia has been tirelessly working on a written movement and terminology glide. Hey man, that's what they don't call him Willy Woglide for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Willy Woglide and the fucking chocolate, the chonky factory. You know what I'm saying? Fuck. So I took damage right here. This is bad. So being a fucking green sparks here, this was also bad. I don't recommend. Look at that. Oh, whoop you fucking do. You got the sparks there. You just take damage. Look at that fucking big dummy, big dumbass right there. That's just in general. You can see that like going out of your way for stuff in any percent usually is just not worth the effort. Because even if you're behind on gems or low on sparks, it behooves you to just keep plowing forward. And if it works out, you'll be able to grab, a fodder later, or maybe a death abuse later, or, in the case of gems, you'll be able to pick those up in Jock or in later levels. So there's no need for you to do any backtracking, which I failed in this level and in the Beastmaker's homeworld. Got a couple extra gems there. You can tell that in my mindset playing right now that I'm like, ooh, I'm under gemmed, and I'm like stressed. I'm on like a decent run. I'm like, oh, I gotta catch up on gems. You can see that in the gameplay. See? Hasty. That's not, I will say that's not an easy charging jump to get, but the reason I bonked that is because I was too hasty. I was charging out of stuff. I'm trying to play fast. If you try to play too fast in this game, if you play too hasty, you're gonna get fucked over. Like, that's just how it is, which is hilarious because we're trying to speedrun, right? We're trying to go as fast as possible. Well, you got to rein it in a little bit if you really want to be, if you really want to have confidence in your gameplay. You have to rein in that, like, those, oh, I'm just gonna press every input as quickly as possible. If you try to turn as quickly as your controller will allow you, you're just going to get a shitty turnaround animation, which is what a lot of new players struggle with when it comes to how they learn the movement. You have to, if you charge somewhere and then you need to quickly turn 180, you have to charge, let go of charge, slowly turn around, jump charge. You know what I mean? So you have to pivot, quick turn, and then halfway through that jump charge as you're turning for the optimal turnaround. But that takes a lot of patience to do properly, and patience and discipline and practice to do that right. You can't just go forward and then just press back on the joystick. You can do that in Reignited. You can't do that in this game. This ain't some brain dead 2018 remaster for the fucking boomers out there. This is the real gamer shit. Cheers. Alright, we lost a ton of time in that bog. We lost a good, let's just say 10, 15 seconds there. Not good. At this point in the run, I would venture to say between some flubs in Magic Crafters and like between Wizard Peak and Misty Bog so far, I would venture to say we're losing maybe like 20 to 30 seconds. Let's just say 20 to be conservative. 20 seconds. So I'm racing the thief that's right there. That green thief that's behind me. I'm being really careful, A, not to bonk into him or anything else, because if you do that, then you won't reach this dragon before he does. And that's important because when I go over to this, look at this. He fucking, where'd he go? Where did he fucking go? He's fucking gone, right? No, he actually teleported over to this area here, where normally, if you don't beat him in the race to that dragon, then you'll have to wait for him to run his whole route, not teleport, and you would have to wait right here in that spot for him to land for like an extra 3 or 4 seconds. If you do end up not beating the thief in the race, what you should do is collect these boxes right here before going down the supercharge ramp so that you're actually collecting gems when you would otherwise be waiting. You can kill this thief early. I usually opt not to. A, because I suck and I can never hit him early. And B, because I think it's faster to actually just supercharge through him later when he gets to his area at the end of the level where he resides. It's kind of cool the way that the programmers had made these thieves so that like you're meant to watch them several times over multiple deaths and see what route they take. They lead you on a route around the level so that you can reach these hard to reach areas, which we do funny little like jumps here in order to skip. Like right here, this trick is called Stone Knot. Here's a wall bump, nice. And again, pressing X really late there in order to get the full height out of that supercharge wall bump. We call that. It's called Stone Knot skip because a guy named Stone Knot found it. I wish there was a Deo skip. The Deo skip is skipping out on a social life in order to play this game every day. That's the Deo skip. Alright, Metalhead. So Metalhead, there's a cool route here. Definitely something that Saboom or Chris don't do. This is an out of bounds route. So let's watch and see if I get it. Push the guy. Look at that. Pushes me right through the fucking wall, bro. Right through the fucking wall. And I was scared too because I bonked on that wall. I was like, oh, I might get bonked out of position. No, I was chilling. Just like, dude, just like with the Rat Proxy later on, I got squeezed between the enemy and the wall. And by holding charging jump, I was able to perfectly get out of the, get beyond the wall's hitbox. And go to the downstairs area early. This route saves about 4 to 5 seconds. If you skip the reds downstairs. Now, obviously, you do pay a price in gems by doing this route. But I think it's worth it given how lenient the gem route is here. You basically, with this route, you basically sacrifice 5 gems unless you get the Banana Boy right before the bridge. Pardon me, it sacrifices 5 gems if you get the Banana Boy. It sacrifices 10 gems if you don't. So I like to get that Banana Boy. It's like a 1 or 2 second thing. As it turns out, there's another 6 gems behind, or 7 gems behind the Vortex, which are a cost of 3 seconds to grab. I have been peer pressured by the speedrunning community and my friends. I've been bullied, in fact, into not running around this Vortex. So I would like to make a public service announcement to everyone who does try to run around this Vortex that's right here, that you are a big baby and a loser bitch if you decide to go for that. I adapt well to society. Speed society. It's a cutthroat world out there. But I'm here to run it. So we want to get up these stairs as quickly as possible. See how I hesitated right there? I can't get the little strat right here. You could get a free 5 gem from this enemy to our left right here. See, I didn't even bother with him. This guy we have to get, but the guy to the left there, he can give you a free 5 if you catch him early enough, but you got to be very optimal in order to catch him. And we're going to Dreamweavers. So at this point, I'm pretty far ahead. You know, I'm kind of hitting myself on the dick because you know, I fucked up Misty Bog. I'm a little. I could be more ahead right now for sure. I could be like a good another I don't know 30 seconds ahead probably 20 or 30. Like we were saying in Bog, you know, let's say 20, maybe 20, somewhere in the range of 20 to 35 seconds ahead. But let's just say 20 to be conservative. It's kind of harder to gauge time save and time loss in any percent because there's a lot of variability when it comes to the route as well as when it comes to gem collection and how you recover from that. You know, it's like if you miss 2 gems but you keep going, is that a time loss? Well, I mean, arguably, yeah, but it's measured later in Jock by getting extra gems. So it can be kind of hard to measure sometimes. Now, I'm just going to give a spoiler right now. I fucked up terribly in this level. Like it's sad what I did. This level cost me sub 39, basically. I'm like having PTSD watching this right now. I'm gonna get to the part with the little helicopter guys after this, and it's just all gonna go to shit. I'm not even gonna say anything. Just watch. How did that miss? How the fuck did that miss? Are you kidding me? And then if you miss him, it's just like, okay, all right, well, he just stays up there. You just can't get him after that. It's just illegal. He's illegal. You can't just get a quick recovery on him. No, why would it be that easy? Why would it be that easy? Of course it wouldn't be that easy. Fuck this game. That flame was so close. I was like honestly blown away that flame missed. It was so close. Now I gotta chase not one but two trains down the fucking choo-choo. Or I think it's just two. I have to chase two down. Yeah, oh my. This is so bad. This is so. Look how much time I'm losing right now. Not only did I do a bunch of awkward movement to get the fucking helicopter guy, but I was flying for an extra like fucking 10 seconds there. So that's like 10 plus 10 right there. 20 seconds lost. So I think if we're being conservative, at this point, I've lost about 40 seconds in this run. If we're being conservative. If we're giving myself the benefit of like, oh, if you played perfect, then I'm definitely like a minute time lost. One in that green. It's not paying attention to my gem count entering this level right now, but I think I was doing okay because I tried to get some extras here. Yeah, I fucked this up. I fucked that up bad. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to just hit the metal guy and then get the blue gem, but I was trying to catch up on gems, so I was like, give me the green, and then it was just awkward. Okay, luckily we did not get fucked over by single cake. That little trick right there, that glide, I made that glide look like nothing. That glide is fucking atrocious. Every part of that glide is atrocious. From jumping off the fucking single layer cake without fucking dying, to fucking getting the key without bonking, to it's just a mess. To not bonking on the ledge when you fucking glide, it's a mess. Now here on this little platform, you can actually jump on the side of the platform, then full hop into the wind tunnel. That's a little faster, but I was a little scared, so I didn't do it. You could technically do that here as well, but again, it's very dodgy because you have to land like perfectly on like the outer rim of those platforms where the wind tunnels are. And if you fuck that up, then you're like dead, you know. We are at 5993, so it's like, ooh, still under gemmed. I'm gonna have to grab these gems right here. We're good. I even checked my gem count like a dumbass because I can't fucking count. 5993 plus the 8 gems I got there. Yes, that's 6001. Like I had to check my fucking inventory, you fucking idiot. Like, duh. Had to make sure, dog. Alright, so now here's Rat Proxy. Here's where it gets fucking serious, dude. This motherfucking rat right here. This fucking rat right here. I was thinking in my head, I'm like, alright, the run's basically dead now. He's not cooperating with me. He's not giving me a good cycle. But wait. Nah, he's not working. It's not happening. Hey guys, it was a fun run, you know. It might still be able to PB. I'm still thinking in my head, I might be able to get a 40 something still. Wait. Are you kidding me, dude? Are you kidding me? First Rat Proxy in a good run? Are you kidding me? And they said you couldn't do it. They said, oh, the odds are too impossible. Oh, the odds are crazy. It's too much RNG you have to rely on. Just do Twilight Harbor skip instead. They've been saying that shit for like 5 years straight. Do you realize that? I'm the only motherfucker to do this shit. And I'm not even talking about cheat percent. I'm not talking about a 2-minute cheat category. I'm talking about popping the fuck off on a real mainline category. You shut your fucking mouth. Fucking pumped watching this shit, dude. Feeling like Ryan Lockwood right now. So that was really fucking good, in case you couldn't tell. I skipped 2 levels in the homeworld like a fucking G. Literally no one else has done that in an any percent run since Tuval did back in 2015. Fucking legend. You know, and I gotta say, my inspiration to do this trick in a run definitely comes from dudes like Hopkid, Dizza, and Jumpy, who have all been grinding sub 2 minutes in cheat percent. So without those guys doing like some research into the trick and saying, hey, this is kind of doable, I don't think I would have gotten this. I don't think I would have gone for this run. And indeed, I'm going to keep grinding, guys. I'm not fucking done. I am not fucking done with this game, dude. We are going to get a 38. And god damn it if I'm not going to get fucking a world record sweep in Spyro 1. So go watch my fucking Twitch channel, join my fucking Discord, sub to this fucking YouTube, and fucking pop off, dude. Whatever you do, do it to the max, man. And don't forget that nothing in this world worth doing is going to come easily, man. This grind to get a good fucking run in this game, this could have been world record. If I'd have fucking not fucked up like crazy in Icy Flight and a couple other spots, it could have been world record. But as fate would have it, you know, nothing comes easy. So indeed, I'm going to keep grinding this game every fucking day for the next, like, I don't know how many months until we get it. And I may not get another run like this for quite a while. Quite a while. So we're just relishing in it right now. Let me relish in the fucking success right now. We got a long way to go, but guys, I fucking trust you that you'll be with me on this journey. And I want you to know that whatever you do in this life, you too can find success throughout all the bumps and hardships on the way. And to that, I say fucking cheers, man, and pop off like a goddamn gamer. Shoutouts to Hopkid, shoutouts to Tuval, shoutouts to Knobbomb, shoutouts to Farney of fucking Wallglide, shoutouts to anybody else who's watching this right now, shoutouts to Thirsty Wraith, who's always been in the chat like a fucking homie, shoutouts to my mom and dad who fucking came into my room and gave me a big hug after my 120% world record. You guys are fucking amazing, and so many other people that I'm not even talking about right now. Shoutouts to Sun Tzu, who just got fucking world record in Hot Wheels Turbo Racing. Fucking homie shit right there, dude. Everyone's a gamer, dude. We live in the world. This is the year 2021. And if you're not popping off like a damn gamer, I don't even know what to fucking tell you, bitch. So cheers. And suck these fucking nuts, man. That's all I have to say for now, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. I might do a little vloggy video to do for the next video, but I don't fucking know, dude. At the very least, I'm gonna keep working on my 120% tutorial, so stick around for more fucking sick-ass dragon fucking content. And, yeah, I'll see you guys in the stream, man. Peace out, have a great night, and remember, you are a fucking legend.